It's Wednesday night at 8 p.m., so that means it's time for a quick fix golf. And tonight we have a low-key session of doing some analysis on some swings and showing the swing faults. You can load yours up right now and get it to us real quick if you have time. If not, send one in anytime you want. Just get out your cell phone and video your swing and go to quickfixgolf.com, look for the free initial lesson, and we'll do a complete analysis for you. Now, this is Jason Troutman. Could I tell you? So, did I tell me your name? I'll tell me your initials. JT.
Yep.
Too late now. Let's take a look. And you said you've been listening to a bunch of stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's driving you crazy.
Trying to get shallow, more rotation. You know, I'm almost 50 years old now, so I'm playing golf since I'm 10.
Now, right there, it looks pretty darn good. It looks pretty darn good. Why would you want to shallow it out any more than this? Where the shaft is pointed. It's pointed right. I'll show you McElroy. These are the same place. There's right there. Boom, boom, boom. That's perfect. You look at it coming right down the line.
Perfect.
This is what drives me. Well, it's a little bit out on the toe, but that's pretty darn good.
A little flippy.
Yeah.
Let's look at it's a little flippy. Well, if it's a little flippy, the reason for that is shallowing it out ain't going to fix that. Let me see here's the other videos you sent in. Here we go. And let's go back. A little more behind you there. That's what's making you flippy right here. This. Because what happens, the flip is a byproduct, right? So the jam is a byproduct. So you come over here and you shift in front. Now you stop and you go, oh crap, I can't do that anymore. I better not. See, you get just a little bit jammed up, but there's not a lot of flip there. You know, we become hypochondriacs. We're so screwed up with thinking about 19 friggin' things that, you know, or say, well, so and so says we got to do this turn of the hips. Well, that's show business. So there's one guy where they squat and they turn at the same time. Another one, you know, tilt like this or tilt like that. I mean, you drive everybody crazy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you got to quit watching all that crap and find somebody you trust that just says, okay, look, this does count or this doesn't count. This is a pretty darn good golf swing, and you don't want to go screwing it up. Now, right here, look at this. You got a shut face, but that doesn't scare me either because so does Dustin Johnson. So you definitely don't want to flip when you have a shut face, and you don't hear. You're not flipping there. I wouldn't call that a flip. This looks pretty darn good. That face is pretty good. Do you have balls go to the left on you once in a while?
Yeah, my killer's the block though. Like
Yeah, the block coming from this.
golf, and then I'll have a good round going, and then all of a sudden I'll block maybe 2 or 3 balls like way right, like 50 yards, 80 yards. Like sometimes it's a dead block right.
It makes sense to me because you're gonna have one or two things happen. You see, because this shut face, you're going to do one or two things. One of them is, let me see if I can make this stupid thing go away. Go away. Go away. It's like trying to talk to one of my old lady's cats. Go away. I've sworn I was going to eat him. Pete is going to be calling any minute. So where do I get to Jay Johnson? You can't see it, but there's this big stripe right in the way of what I'm trying to do. Ah, there you go, went away. Now here's Johnson. And he gets to the top. See, he's also shut. Left face is shut. So then what does he do? He blocks it. Look at the back of his left hand. Look at the back of his left hand. Look at the back of his left hand. He never lets it go over. You still go over a little bit, but more importantly, what'll make you block right there is if we had the downline view, you'd see it look like you're getting kicked in the pants. You see right there, those arms are a little late. Right now, where your body is, your arm should already be at the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And a little of that could be because you got the arms a little bit behind you here instead of up. Look at the difference. Look how where the shaft is above his head. Oops. Look where the shaft is above his head. Now he pulls down on the rope.
Yeah.
And he backs up. Kabish?
Mm.
So if you don't back up, you're going to bail that puppy out to the right, guaranteed, or your money back. Because you stepped into the pitch.
Yeah, right. Standing up on it.
Yeah, you sure? Because why? Because you went this way. Because you drove this way. Probably because somebody told you to thrust with your weight, push your weight towards your left foot. That's not how it goes. So you got one or two choices. Let me see this grip here. Okay, so I hate screwing with the grip, tell you the truth. It's not that bad. It's a little strong in the left hand, but it's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I think you start changing that. Now you're really going to feel like you're all thumbs. So just take the club more straight back and then up. See, you're going around yourself a lot there. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
See that? You go around yourself, and that gets you pushing over towards your left heel too much. You already set up to go that way. See, now you're going to get jammed. See, now your legs are your arms are light. See, because the hip is going to be ahead of it.
Mm-hmm. I took a lesson down at what do you call them? They're all around. It was down near Allentown. They're nationwide. They're a lesson.
Yeah, don't even say their name. I
Yeah.
know exactly who you're talking about.
But they wanted more depth. So they asked that I get more depth with my hands.
What do you mean more depth?
More depth behind me, like taking it back more.
No. No. Don't listen to that crap. Here we go. Watch. Tell me if he takes it behind him. He takes it up.
Yeah, he's
It
very.
goes up and down. It doesn't go around.
Should I get more bend like that? Front bend?
No, I wouldn't copy that from him. But there's more of a lift on the backswing. It's not you don't go around yourself. That's
Mm-hmm.
because then your arms will never be able to catch up. Because now what you want to be able to do is pull straight down. See,
Mm-hmm.
he pulled straight down. Look at here's a good one for you to look at. Watch, she goes up. You see her going around herself? Now watch. Now watch how she's going to pull. She pulls down.
Mm-hmm.
You went around yourself, so now your hips thrust, and they're so far ahead of the arms because the arms were back behind you that then you're jammed up right there. Your butt's sticking up like somebody kicked you in the butt.
It's okay.
See, so don't. I'll send you the link afterwards to say and I'll send you the video of this. I mean, of course, I'm going to sound biased, but you can't beat the deal we have
Mm-hmm.
because we know what the hell we're doing. I mean, Darren, he worked with Nicklaus for 7 years, and I've been teaching since 1970, and I've hung around some of the best of the best of the best of the best. So,
Mm-hmm.
you get so much, so many other places that people have sort of gone from the pro shop to teaching a little bit, and then and maybe a little further than that, and they don't have the depth of experience.
Okay.
Get enough swings and talking to guys that really. I tell you where I got most of the information that I know in the bar. I'm serious.
Good, yeah.
I would sit down with Sevi and his brother Manolo and you know and all the other guys because I
Yeah.
hung around with the European players. There wasn't that many American players playing on the European tour back then. That didn't pay anything.
Hmm.
And you know, well, how did you do this and what did you do that and you know, did you do this? What did you do that? Sat down with Gary Player talking about his hook. He had a real big problem with a hook. If I knew what I know today, I could have told him. He didn't know. He had no idea. In fact, there's a story that he called Ben Hogan. He was so frustrated. He called Ben Hogan, and he said, "Ben Hogan," he says, "Can you help me out? I got a problem with my hook. What should I do?" Because Hogan used to have a bad hook, and he fixed his hook, you know.
Mm.
And he said, "What does it say on your bag, Mr. Shakespeare? Does it say Shakespeare?" And he said, "Yeah, it says Shakespeare." He said, "Then call Mr. Shakespeare." And he hung up on him. I don't know if it's a true story or not, but that's a story. He says, "What's the name on your golf bag?" It says Shakespeare because that back then Gary Player was representing Shakespeare that had fiberglass shafts before you ever had graphite, and his irons weren't really fiberglass; they were steel, but they were painted black, and people didn't know. But when the fiberglass first came out, those things were horrible.
Yeah.
But you know, something like this, you got to know exactly what to tweak, and then do the tweak, and then simplify everything and get focused on one key move that it ignites your golf swing and gets you going. You can't have 15 different things in your friggin' mind. You just can't do it. I mean, I've never seen anybody do that and actually be successful and consistent and be able to play 4 days. You just can't do it. It's like the old pro that taught me how to play said, he said, "Lopez, the dumber they are, the better they play, and you're going to grow up to be a scratch golfer."
Yeah, I have a couple of friends
Sometimes,
like that. They're not very well. One is not very intelligent, but he's a hell of a good golfer. He says,
yeah, you see some guys with swings that you say, "Holy crap, how the hell did they hit the ball with that?" But it's like Trevino said, "I can't choke because I only know one way to swing."
yeah. So, what are you
And
saying?
certain,
Are you saying more elevation? Is that like the term for that, where the arms go up? It's elevation.
up, reach up. Look,
Ele-
as Sergio Garcia said, let me put Sergio up here. Oh, Sergio, here's Sergio. I'm glad I'm not a bullfighter Garcia. And he said, "My dad told me to pull down on a chain with both hands. Look how high his hands are above his head.
Mhm,
Look how high the shaft is above his head."
mhm.
Now, these jokers you talk to, they took you around. Look where your shaft is. Let's look at another one. Here's Cameron Champ, long ball hitter. Let's see where his shaft is. Above his head.
Mhm.
That's where they're getting all this speed. So then he pulls down. He goes up, he pulls down. There's no round. Pull up, pull up.
Mhm.
He clears with the hips a lot, but that you know that's not mandatory. You look at what the heck's his name? The Italian that won the Open. M something. Molinari. There
Okay.
he is. He doesn't hardly use his hips. Look where his shaft is.
Mhm.
You know, you got to have your swing.
Mhm.
And you know, here's let me explain it this way. Then we'll open up the phones in case anybody wants to ask some questions about this. Let's pretend I'm an insurance underwriter, not the insurance salesman, because the insurance salesman is going to sell you a life insurance policy, even if you had a heart monitor on your belly. He don't give a rat's ass. He's trying to make a commission. See? But now you've got to pass that stuff over to the underwriter that looks and sees that you have heart trouble, that you have this, that. So I look at the swing and I look at how much risk is in the swing.
Mhm.
Risk, not whether I like the style or whether it's flat or upright or whatever. I'm looking at risk. So if I was looking at your swing, I say that's a pretty darn good golf swing. Where's the risk? The risk is he gets ahead of it with the body. The arms are late, so he can push it out to the right somehow.
Mhm.
Knock it in somebody's yard, break their window, and I end up paying for it. See, so that's what I'm looking for, risk, and that's the risk factor in your swing. So you got to understand the risk factor in your swing, and then understand, okay, what do I do to keep it under control most of the time?
Mhm.
Not all the time. If I looked at this guy and he comes to me for swing insurance, I say, okay, let me see. Hit me a ball up here, pal. And I see him hit a ball, and I go, holy shit. Yeah. Holy crap. But then I said, let me draw a line on the spine here. And let me see. Wow, look at that. He keeps his spine right on it. So you know what? The rest is a distraction. I say this guy's going to be consistent because his spine stays right on line.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say, okay, check the box, give him the insurance. It's all right. In fact, he has less risk than this kid over here. A champ. It's control of the spine. Let's say you look at McElroy, say, am I going to send this guy some insurance? The only thing that the video doesn't show is that he swings at it like he's trying to kill it. I mean, it's already dead. But I'll look at his spine, and I look at the path of the golf club, and I go, could this guy hit it in the moon, and I end up paying for it? No, look at that. See, you looked about that good right there, and then all of a sudden, see, his hands are above his head. He melts down to the plane. Look at his spine. Stays right on there. Stays right on there. Stays right on there. Okay, insurance for you. Now, the thing he can do wrong is he adds risk by swinging as hard as he swings. But that's how he's played all his life since he was a kid. He hit the ball as hard as he could.
Mm-hmm.
So he's running the engine at 1,350 RPM, and that's the max. So stuff's going to break when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Nicklaus said, play within yourself. Run it at 900 RPM, and then kick it up to 1,300 when you have a long par 5 or something if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions from anybody? You can I could show you some other swings. I got some swing set up here. It'll get you. Any questions? Well, let's go back here to your one, the one that you sent in today, and let's look at where those hands are at this. You went here. I think your hands are better here.
Mm-hmm. It could be.
Looks like you.
I don't know if it was a camera. I don't know if it was a camera position on the driver swing. It might be. I don't know.
No, you turned more here. You're stopped and you just lifted. See, that looks a lot better to me than the one from the frontal. Plus the frontal one. How old is that video?
That's older.
Yep.
Yeah, that's older.
So am I.
Yeah.
They tried to get all the mirrors out of the house.
Yeah.
Let me see what I got here. I got some beauties. No, that's you. That's you. I don't want Troutman. I want all the videos. That's Tuggy. I don't want to do Tuggy. We got a guy who's on a tugboat. Here you go. Here you go. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Well, come on. Get out of the way. This lousy box gets in my way. There you go. This is what I see all day. Now, nice gentleman sent this in. And look how step one, head on top of the ball. The club ain't coming out of his nose. It's coming out of your left shoulder. So it's your left shoulder you need to line up with the ball, not your head. Well, the camera moved there. So wherever it is, the camera, fire the cameraman. Then look at his head. Look at his head go for that ball. Look at that. There's actually people out there teaching to do that. I mean, to me, it's like it's like scratching the board on the blackboard. Look at this. How the hell is he gonna hit it up off from there? So he took the club around him and he's tilted forward. Now he's only got one way to go, and he better go back. Oh man, now what's this change? Now we're gonna look at risk. How much risk is in that backswing? A hell of a lot. He's lucky to hit 2 shots the same way in a row. Unless he's a very talented individual. And you see how he kept his head still right there. Only one problem. His shoulder's way off sides. Off sides. And look at his arm jam up. Look at him shovel it. Why? Because his path is to the left. He's swinging at the shortstop. He can't let his hands go over because if he did, he'd hit so far to the left, Tony Pelosi would like it. See? He's blocking it to keep it from going left. See, that's high risk. I got another one out here somewhere, I think. Here you go. Now, wait a minute. I want to show you this from the other side. Now, usually when I see these things, you know what it is? They actually think they're doing what they need to be doing. They think in their mind they need to lift this club way, way up. And the worst part is, worse than that, where that golf club is jumping out of the spine angle. We said before, the guy with the least amount of risk, the one that has got the best spine angle. Why? Because if the spine angle stays still, and I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm going to show you the greatest striker of the golf ball ever in the history of mankind. Nobody's ever hit it as good as this guy. Nobody. Nobody. There he is. And I'll show you the world. See that girl right there? She looked an awful lot like my daughter. I was afraid. I said, "Oh my God, I hope I'm up with my child support." Anyway, here's the spine. The spine is still. That was a joke, by the way. Anyway, so now the path of the golf club is never going to vary if that spine doesn't move. So now the club can go around and around and around, and it doesn't shallow out, Jason. You go straight ahead, boom. See that? So imagine going back to the guy that made that machine and say, "Hey, look, I tell you what we want to do. It's a nice machine. We want it to go up like this, and then on the backswing, and then go back down again on the downswing." You say, "What are you, nuts? I need a computer to run it." It has a lot less. It has very little risk factor because the spine is fixed, the feet are fixed, the lower body is fixed. Nothing's moving except the arms. So then, if you want to look at who has a swing sort of like that, I'll show you one. Not that he's the greatest golfer of all time, because he's not, but here's Immelman. Very little lower body movement. That is a golf swing you want to sell insurance to, because he should be pretty consistent. This, he's got, going to be tough. So he took the club behind him. The club head is behind the hands. So he's in trouble already. And then he lifted himself straight up. Club face is wide open right now. Wide open. We want that club face to be somewhere close to the angle of its spine. So you look, that's 30 degrees open. But sometimes you'll find a way, as we do as all human beings, we'll find a way to get that club face back to the ball somehow and hit a good shot and go, "Damn, but how come I can't do that all the time?" It's because you're in a high risk area. Any questions? You can unmute your mic and ask a question if you like.
Very good.
It's a rowdy crowd tonight. Go ahead.
Very good and very informative, Bobby.
You learning something out of this?
Oh, yeah.
Let me show you another one. Oh, that's a girl. I hate to pick on girls. Ah, here we go. This is from outside the U.S., I'm pretty sure. Feet a little close together. No golf ball. Look at that grip, pretty decent. Now he's in trouble. See? Now he's in trouble. Right here, it's not horrible. But then he's going to slide forward, and now he's toast. If he stays here, if he stays there and just pulls down with the arms, he's got it made. But see, he went forward. So if we come back here and we put our buddy here, Cameron Champ. Oh, Cameron. And you'll see how he goes at the top. Oops. There's the angle in the spine. Now, if he can stay on that angle, if he can turn on that pole right there, and he has a halfway decent grip, He should knock the snot out of a dead center. See, he stays right on that pole. You turn on the spine angle set at the top of the backswing. Then you release and go forward. Then the club pulls you to the finish. And I see all this stuff like Jason's talking about on YouTube and everything, where they say, drive your body to your front foot, transfer your weight. I was at a clinic with Chichi Rodriguez, and I used to do trick shot shows. And one of the guys that helped me a lot was Paul Hahn Jr. His dad was the first trick shot artist ever, and he told me, he says, go see Chichi because you'll steal some great jokes. He's always got some good jokes. And I didn't know Chichi, but I said, so I went over there because he was in Virginia at an army base because his nephew was in the army there.
Mm-hmm.
He did a little clinic, and then they had questions from the gallery, and the gallery says, they asked the question, they said, Chichi, when do you transfer your weight in the golf swing? And Chichi said, there is no transfer of weight in the golf swing. And the whole crowd went, ooh, like somebody missed a putt. And I went, thank God. Finally, somebody says it right. He says, I turn. He says, I don't shift weight. I turn. He said, if I wanted to go lower, I stay on my left foot. If I want to go higher, I stay on my right foot. That's his exact words. And I'll tell you one joke he said that was really great. He says, this guy goes out and plays the worst run of his golf. He was saying it was himself. He went out and played the worst run of golf in his life. He said he was aggravated, comes home, he's fed up as it is. And his wife starts saying, yap, 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 yap. He said, that's it. Boom, popped her right in the jaw. She said, what are you doing hitting me? He said, Jesus, I'm sorry, sweetheart. It's just I've been hitting everything fat today. Stolen from Chichi Rodriguez. Is Chichi still alive? I think he is.
Oh yeah.
He must be. We know about it if he was gone.
Wait till he drops dead, and I'll tell him it was my joke. I wonder who he stole it from. Any questions?
Nope.
Now, here's something you can do. You go out to get they sell these things online for like $1 gazillion. Of course, you get the free video to go with it or something. But you could take a little piece of PVC pipe at Home Depot and then put a pipe into one of those foam things that you get at Walmart for the pool. And if you put it somehow there alongside your head, and maybe the contraption back here behind you on the ground, and understand that once you're at this angle right here, now let me give you an easier way to do it. What I used to do when I said earlier, I used to play with my shadow. If my shadow was right, if I had the sun just the right way to where I saw my head was here to dress, then I saw my head go here. Then I'd stop and I'd look at my head right there, and I'd make sure it didn't move, and I'd swing and I'd swing and I'd swing and I'd swing. I'd swing down to about there, swing down to about there, swing down to about there, and keep that shadow, my head inside my shadow there. I didn't allow it to move forward. That was a good drill. It was basically the 2 o'clock drill. We used to put our golf bags over here at 2 o'clock, balls 12 o'clock, and stare at your golf bag and swing and swing and swing. And don't let your head go from the golf bag until after you hit it. See? Now he goes. Look at Crenshaw. Darren laughs because I pick on Crenshaw all the time. But you look at Crenshaw, and he's going to go back. And then he's going to go. He stays on that axis. And then he goes, he's still there, he's still there, he's still there, he's still there, he's still there. Now he releases. He lets the club pull him to the finish. Earth to everybody. Earth to everybody. Do you get it now? Hello?
Yep.
Hello?
I get
My
it.
mommy dead?
Yep.
Any questions?
No question. Thank you for the tips.
No, listen, it's my pleasure. This is what I do, because I'm definitely afraid of a real job. And I'll show you one more time again right here. See, he went forward. Once you're set at the top, hopefully you're set in exactly the right place, and you just got to get rid of the golf club. That's why Nicklaus said, I felt like I had to get the club to the ball before the buttons in my shirt got there. We're going to ask him live, online, so he can answer that for you himself in about 3 weeks. He said that was his key. And everybody talked about his legs in all the magazines. Oh, the legs this, the legs that. It's getting rid of the golf club and squaring it up. Then following the golf club. Golf club goes first. That's why Tiger says the arms win the race. Hogan said, I feel like I'm pulling an arrow out of the quiver. Okay, now watch. I'm gonna put Hogan up here a second. Hogan, come here, Hogan. Butch Harmon said he ruined more golfers than anybody else. Here he is. Now watch. You're going to see him look like he's pulling an arrow out of the quiver. See? Feel that? See that? See that? See that? Probably feels like out of the quiver to him because he's so flat. Boom. Then he goes. Kavish? Things haven't changed that much. Look how he stays on that angle. I'll show you one last one. Then you can go to bed. With no dinner. Watch this. Here's Porter. No, not Porter. I don't want Porter. Rieger. That's what I want. Hey, Rieger. Now watch Rieger. He goes so deep. See how much his head moved? He goes so deep that he can slide a little forward and get away with it. See? But still, now watch. He's going to back up. See? Most of you would feel like if you did what he's doing, you'd feel like you're going to fall on your butt back this way. But the centrifugal force of the club is pulling outward. So the club wins and eventually pulls him up. But he's going to feel like the club's going out like this and that he's going backwards. Everybody wants to go forwards. Nobody out there making any money goes forward. They go backwards. Just like if you were chopping down a tree, here's a tree. Da-da-da-da. That's a pretty ugly tree. If I got a hatchet, I'm going to hit the hatchet with it. I'm not going to get in front of the tree. I'm going to get behind the tree. And as I'm swinging the hatchet to the tree, I'm sort of backing up as I'm doing it. Same feeling. So if you got any questions, quick service at quickfixgolf.com. If you haven't sent in a video yet, do it, will you? Just go to quickfixgolf.com and look for the free lesson offer and get out your cell phone, video your swing. Do just like Jason did. He just did it right in his living room. Aim at your mother-in-law. I just thought of something really funny, but I'm not going to say it. All right, gang. Any other questions? If not, we'll call it a night.
Thank you, Bobby.
Oh, thank you.
Bye. Very good.
Yeah, watch your emails because Nicholas is coming.
Looking
It'll
forward.
be interesting.
You.